You're Doomerang, everyone. It's Letitia here. So today I wanted to jump on to have a yarn to you about what does it mean to be a young person in out-of-home care, and what even is out-of-home care. Um, so for you that don't know what it is, out-of-home care is basically referring to young people that have actually been removed from their families due to significant risk of harm. And these experiences are all different, whether it's from experiencing abuse or neglect or even loss of loved ones through them passing as well. So there's many reasons why young people may go into out-of-home care. Out-of-home care covers many different care arrangements, from whether it's foster care, so living with people that are non-related or could have had some connections to the family but aren't biologically related. There is also kinship care as well. So that's referring to young people and children going into care with family or close relatives. And then also residential care, where young people get placed into homes that have support workers caring from them. There's also some other forms as well. So there are some young people that might be in short-term accommodation as well, living in hotels if there is no care arrangements that are able to support them. And that's the sad reality, especially for teenagers. That happens a lot, or young people that go through a lot of placement breakdown. This is the things that people don't see or hear about all the time, that not all young people that go into out-of-home care get stability or receive love and care in the way that they deserve at the end of the day. What I really wanted to put out there is the fact that there's so much stigma about young people in out-of-home care, that we're not, good kids, that we are troubled and our behaviours determine who we are. We're pushed to stay into the cycle. There's a lot of deficit thinking, even from caseworkers and people supporting these young people, which really holds young people down instead of empowering them. And I know, there's honestly so many amazing carers and caseworkers as well. But still, young people go through a journey of, instead of just having one case worker throughout the time, they could have had 5 to 30 to 50 different caseworkers throughout their life. So there's no consistency with the supports, even if someone made an amazing positive impact. So not to say that they are able to be around that whole time. And so with the fact that these things are happening, even within my own experiences, I remember feeling alone and feeling like I wasn't able to achieve anything because of the way that I felt adults were looking down upon me because of going through trauma. And even when I was an adult in different workplaces, I experienced that reality of people thinking that I couldn't be a youth worker because I grew up in care, that there's too many things that I've experienced that will impact my work. When really that wasn't the fact. It empowered me to make a difference. It empowered me to connect with young people on a different level. It empowered me to create a path and journey for myself beyond what they thought. A lot of young people in care, they go through the fact of having to feel like they need to prove themselves to everyone, but also having to fight for their own rights and lives and decisions, because there are so many decisions that are made about them without them. And so I guess I want to be able to share my insights with people, with potential caseworkers, with carers as well, in how to really support young people to have a voice and believe in them. To also know that young people aren't defined by their behaviours. And these behaviours a lot of the time are linked to trauma. What is trauma? Trauma for young people in out-of-home care, it has so many different layers and so many different meanings, and every young person's trauma is so different in the way that they'll react. I know for me, some of my behaviours were dissociation, so basically blanking out and not being able to connect with my surroundings and losing time, so forgetting things. I know some of my behaviours, such as lying as well, was something that when I was younger I used to lie because I felt like I had to try and be seen as a good person all the time. So if I did something wrong, I didn't know how to take ownership of it, didn't know how to be real, and I was always scared of the consequences and of conflict, and that stemmed from my experiences from physical abuse as a child, and other things that I personally went through wasn't like things around trust and attachment issues. I know for a very long time when I was first trying to connect with my carer, I didn't even speak to my carer about my emotions or my feelings. The only way we used to communicate, if I did feel like sharing, was I would write on a piece of paper what I was thinking, and I would slip this little piece of paper under my carer's door, and then she would write back in a different colour pen and slip it back under my door. So that's how we communicated for a while, until I felt safe enough within the placement to open up more verbally as well. Because I came from a space where I didn't know emotion, that I had to push away a lot of things as well. And I had to do a lot of healing, even as an adult, to be able to share my emotions and my vulnerability, even to talk to you guys about these things. So when working with young people or caring for young people in out-of-home care, be patient, please, because a lot of the times they're just trying to learn what trust and love is and how they should be treated and what it really means for them. And they will test, and they will be rebellious at times, or do things that you don't know how to respond to because the behaviours might shock you. But remembering that there's a hurt inner child there, and that inner child deserves to be healed. So it takes time and it takes patience, even for the best of us as well. If you're a caseworker, my suggestions for you are to show up every day and stop seeing young people for their behaviours. I've worked with young people in the past and had caseworkers tell me how bad these kids were, and that they weren't going to connect with me, they weren't going to work with me. But these young people were the ones that I engaged with me the most. And it was literally because I met them on their level and saw them for who they were, and didn't come in with an agenda, didn't come in with anything but being authentic and truthful to them. And honest. Transparency is the biggest thing these young people want. Like even within my own experiences, I felt so lied to from the get-go, because when I went into care on the day I was removed, I was told I was going for the weekend, and I was 12 years old, so I was at an age where I could comprehend that things weren't right. And so within that experience, it built distrust from the beginning in caseworkers, because I felt that they weren't being honest, or they were hiding the truth, or treating me like a child, like I was a 5-year-old versus being a 12-year-old. So I really encourage you to give time to young people and really respect that they want to have a voice and they want to have a say in their own lives as well. For young people, my message to you is, don't be afraid to speak up for yourself. Honestly, that's what's going to make you have the opportunity to live your own path and your own direction. having a voice was the best thing that I could have done. And now I can constantly speak up and advocate for myself, but also help you advocate. At the end of the day, it is your life, it's your story, it's your experience, and you do deserve to be loved and valued and believed in. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're going to doubt yourself at times. You're going to doubt the people around you. You're going to struggle with trust and love. But remember that you are more than capable of having all of that, and you deserve all of that. And so be true to yourself and know that you are one of the most resilient people in your own experience, that it's unique to you, and that you are strong beyond anything that anyone says, because you're not defined by them. You are defined by yourself. You're not defined by your past. You're defined by the future you choose to create. So create that. If you ever want to have a yarn or connect or reach out, I'm always here. Absolutely love connecting with young people. Same with caseworkers and carers. Like, if you ever have any questions, please reach out, because I will be real with you and I will be honest with you and listen and understand the fact that there's more to us as people. And so thank you for taking the time today to sit back and listen to another young person and hear what another young person has to say. Because if you take the time to listen to me, then I know you can take the time to listen to the children and young people you're working with and supporting. But also, as young people, if you're listening to me, I know that means you want to be heard. So it's time to be heard. For all young people in out-of-home care, you are enough. That's all I want to say. You are enough. Thank you. I will talk to you guys soon.